We are under the lights this evening as we get you set for another edition of Baseball on the Show. It's Game 6 of this year's Fall Classic. Hi again, everybody. Matt Vasgersian. Welcome to the World Series here on the show. With me is Mark DeRosa and Dan Plesac. And Dan, obviously, a lot of things still up in the air as we get ready for Game 6.
Yeah, you see the results through the first 5 games. It's been everything we could have hoped for, and now, at 3 games to 2, you've got a team coming in here that needs to win the final 2 games on the road to take the series. Going to be a tall order to fill, but I think they're as capable as anyone to pulling it off.
The build-up to this one is just about over. It's time for all the drama of World Series baseball on the show, and we'll have it for you next. Steven Cruz gets the ball with a world championship on the line. Dan Plesac, what's the word on him?
Hey, this guy has really good stuff, and he's commanding his off-speed pitches.
He's going to succeed against this lineup. He's got to keep the ball down.
Hit back up the middle. Fielded cleanly. Throw on to first gets him, and the side is retired. Will look to keep their World Series hopes alive on the mound. Dan Plesac, what do you got?
Hey, not a bad start in his last one. 7 complete innings. Even though he took the loss, he pitched pretty well. And if he can pitch as well in this one today...
Off speed, then he's late on the fastball. He could pretty much do anything he wants right here on the mound.
And look out as that one ran in and got him.
Well, this home crowd didn't like this guy on the mound before, but now they really don't like him.
Line to the right side, and that's in there, base hit. And that runner will hold up at second with 2 aboard now.
I guarantee you at release point, he wanted to pull this pitch back. Change up, middle of the plate, usually gets deposited in the seats.
That'll continue. Here now the 2-2. Oh, and look out as this runs in and gets him. The second man he's plunked in this one.
Well, I don't know if he has a blister or some kind of mechanical glitch right now, but anytime you hit 2 batters in one game, let alone an inning, you're in trouble. We'll see if he can dial it back in before he hits another count.
And this is swung on and missed. Oh, a huge punch out there as the bases remain loaded with 2 away.
To be in as a pitcher.
The set and the 2-0. Back up the middle, and that's through into center field. Base hit. 1 run scores. And the second run will score. That makes it a 2-0 ball game.
Well, this guy's having a big series in the postseason. It looks like to me that the moment isn't too big for him. He's slowing the game down. He looks terrific.
Yeah, absolutely. Postseason monster right here, having a huge series. Any big...
Standing in now, Johnny Molina, and he'll quickly send a line drive to center field. Lolich gets under it and makes the catch to end the inning. So it's 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. On now to the top half of inning number 2. Pittsburgh is out in front 2-0. The set, here's the 0-1. And look out! That's the 3rd batter hit by a pitch, and this could become a big problem.
Oh boy, pro pitchers belong to a closed fraternity, so you don't usually see that very often. And anytime it does happen, folks start hanging on the top steps of the dugout. These things usually don't go unpunished.
Into the box, Steve May. Oh, and he has some trouble with it. To second for 1. That time. Ouch. On its way, the 0-1 pitch. A bouncer up the middle. And that'll get through into center field for a base hit. And they'll extend their lead even further as the run from third is in to score.
Nice piece of hitting right there. Kept his shoulder square, his hands inside the baseball, and was able to fight off a good, nice executed pitch for him.
To the plate now, Emmett Rowland. Swing and a little blooper to center. And that's going to fall for a base hit. And another runs across as this is now a 4-0 ball game. And he's safe. Well, Dan, do you agree with the timing of the visit from the pitching coach?
Looks like the pitching coach is going to come out and have a word with him. Don't like to see that in the second inning, but once he makes sure he's okay physically, I'm sure it'll be just words of encouragement the rest of the way.
Into the box now, Sergio Francisco. Pitch outside, the throw, and it skips in as he steals the bag easily.
Really forcing the issue with that steal of second. They already had the guy on third, so now 2 runners in scoring position, and there aren't any in a pair right now.
1-0 pitch. Hard hit ball to second. Throw to first is in time, but meanwhile the runner is in to score.
That grounder was hard hit, and sometimes the runner at third will have to hold on a ball like that, but he was off on contact, and they opted to take the out at first instead.
Skipper out of the dugout, making the slow trek to the mound. And it looks as though that's going to be all for his starter here tonight. So a less than stellar performance here tonight as he makes the early exit this second inning, so they'll hope to get some length out of him and have him stay out there for a while. Drives it out to deep right center field. And this is into the alley and ought to be good for extra bases. In to score, the runner from third. And he is into second base with an RBI double.
You know who's the happiest man in the building right now? His starting pitcher. He's got a big old smile on his face. He knows he has a 6-run lead here in the early going to work with. You can't let that take away your edge, though.
Strikes him out here, so he's able to stop the bleeding a bit as the side is retired. So they nearly bat around here as 8 men come to the plate and they push across 4 runs. We'll go now to the top of the third.
Fastball command and a nice early feel for his off-speed stuff.
Swing and a hot shot toward third. And this is going to be a fair ball as it'll head to the corner. And this will find the wall deep in the corner. And he is out, trying for 2 bases, but credit him with a 0-2 pitch. Swing and a liner. A dive, and oh, he can't hang on. And the throw just does beat him at the bag, so the side is retired. So 1 run here on 2 base hits, no errors, and no one left on base.
I think a big reason why he's been so effective in this one that he's been just about getting ahead of every hitter. Seems like every one of them are.
And the throw is in time to get him to retire the side. The ball, it's 1-0. This is line to left. That gets down, and he's got himself a base hit. So at the very least, that 2-out base hit will prevent the pitcher's spot from leading off the next inning. The tag, and they'll get him at second, and with that, the side is retired. A swing and a miss as he chased with 2 strikes, and that will retire the side. Into the box, Rondell Portillo, as he'll send a ground ball down to third. The throw pulls him off the bag.
Yeah, and I can speak from experience, and I can tell you, on a night like this, it's tough to get a good grip on the ball. It's a little frigid out there, and he might have lost a little bit of feeling in his fingers. Never easy to make a good throw when that's the case. Good time for a 3-2 change. If he can locate it, it's nearly impossible to hit.
And, whoa, awfully close, but it's ball 4 according to Woody Keller.
I think he was trying to be a little too fine there, and a walk is the result. Well, the good news is he has a force at every base.
Next, it'll be Rob Lolich. He's 1 for 2 in the ballgame. He's set. Here it comes. Now a ball lined toward the alley in left center. And that'll get down out there for extra bases. 1 run is scored. The relay, and he's in there with a 2-run triple. And the runner scores all the way from first as they try and chip away at their deficit. Now a 6-4 ball game.
With the bases loaded, the pitcher couldn't afford to get behind in the count, so he grooves it on the first pitch, and he jumps all over it, clearing the bases and scoring 3. That's part of why pitching with the bases loaded is so challenging.
Wasn't necessarily at the end of his rope in this one.
I think that's a good point, Matt, but some managers really like to play matchups at this point in the game. The next guy up is a switch hitter that doesn't hit all that well from the left side of the batter's box, so I think this move to the righty pitcher is aimed at trying to exploit that weakness.
And he will score on a close play at the plate, and that'll make it a little more interesting now. It's 6-5.
Usually when you score a lot of runs in 1 inning.
Looking to keep this a 1-run game, the pitch. High in the air into shallow left center. He's under it, and that ends the inning. 2 out, nobody on. Hit in the air down the right field line. Roland is under it, and he makes the catch for out number 3. Here comes the 1-2. Lined hard into left field, and that'll be back-to-back singles here to kick off the inning.
Well, talk about having a pretty special game. That's his 3rd single of the game, Hero. 3 for 4. Not a bad game. Yeah, just not trying to do too much.
Francisco. The 0-1. Lifted in the air out towards left center. Long run for the center fielder. Well, he's not going to get this one. It's into the gap. And the runner is in from second. Tag is there, and he's out trying to score from first as the second run. At the plate now, Chris Chassin as he puts it on the ground to third. Reined in, and indeed he'll take only the out at first as the run comes in to score. To the plate.
Yeah, and kind of shocked he got blown away with a fastball. You could tell he was late on that one, and we'll see if he...
And he gets there, makes the running play, and that ends the inning. So 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and no one left on base. We'll look ahead to inning number 8 now. Here now the 2-2. Is a wave and a miss. He struck him out. Another 0-2 home. And a swing as he pulls this one into right. Catch is made here in right, and here comes the runner from third. And they'll extend their lead even further as the run from third is in to score.
Well, that wasn't your standard sac fly hit. It was hit pretty low and hard, so it wasn't a given they were going to send it.
Juan Garcia takes the ball now in inning number 9, looking to close the door.
Garcia.
At the plate, Ichiro Endo hit down the third baseline. Fielded cleanly, one there on the first, and that's the very last thing they needed at this point in the ball game, as there are quickly 2 away now.
Oh, man, that's just a backbreaker right there. You get the leadoff man to start the 9th, and they're looking pretty good, right? Not when the next guy bounces into a double play. We'll see if they can get the final out and wrap this thing up.
next to stand in is Richard Ahn, and their season hangs in the balance here as they're down to their final out. Ready with another two-strike offering. Struck him out, and it's over. They are World Series champions.
Well, they've just clinched the World Series title in front of the home crowd, and no doubt about it, this town is going to be rocking and rolling tonight. Just like this stadium is rocking right now as they celebrate something they'll remember forever. They are the World Series champions.
Back now on the show. More reactions now to this series-clinching victory. Down on the field, we'll get a chance to watch the presentation of the Commissioner's Trophy to the new World Champs. For my partners Mark DeRosa, Dan Plezak, and our entire Fall Classic crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching the World Series.